Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of this is the Gaming Saloon for June 17th, 2023, which I host me, Speaker 2448, and ramp it up, Salon.
Hi.
It is that time. It's E3 season, except it can't be E3 season anymore because E3 is dead. I guess we just call this the Summer Game Fest season.
I guess.
I don't know what else to call it except the not E3 season, since there is no E3, but it's still all of the E3 stuff, to the point that everyone's conferences are at the exact same time as they were every other time. Yeah, we have Summer Game Fest, the Xbox Direct, the Ubisoft Forward, and the Capcom Showcase to talk about. I didn't grab the two indie directs because I didn't watch them, and I didn't want to go back through them to see if there was anything interesting, especially because one looked stupid long, and I was like, no, we will skip them. But before that and a couple other things, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Not really a whole heck of a lot, because I kind of have done mention about me using the paths system for KH2. Really, that probably Destiny's about the only thing. Kind of gotten back into it a little bit.
Is it still proving good?
Yeah. The newest ability, the Strand, it's OP.
I figured as much, being the essentially grappling hook. It is grappling hook, the ability.
Yes.
Grapple the stuff, grapple things to you, grapple you to things. I played a little bit more of Super Remote Wars Double, or W. I found out that apparently I didn't save the last time I played it, so I had to fast forward through a couple chapters to get to where I was before, and now I'm past there, hopefully. It's still good. Still continuing Tears of the Kingdom on stream. I think it's honestly kind of the main thing, and there are things that happened this last week and the week before that I was not expecting, and damn. It's going to be very fun for the next couple weeks wrapping up that game, because I don't believe I'm going to be able to finish it this next week, because I have looked ahead to see where I'm at in the game, and I have 3 essentially areas left, approximately. I guess not to beat around the bush. 3 dungeons essentially, because there are dungeons in this game. But I think I have 3 of those left. So it might be 3 more weeks, it might be 2, it depends. But I have the Master Sword. It was... Getting the thing to track the Master Sword was hard because of the arena I had to fight in. Because I don't know if you've been to the depths at all and dealt with Gloom.
No.
Okay. You know, in Minecraft, when you deal with the Wither and when they hit you, they kind of lock out your hearts?
Mm-hmm.
It's that. Except when you get hit by gloom, or if you step in these puddles that cause gloom, it will lock out your hearts over time. And as it locks out your hearts, it essentially decreases your maximum health until you like go and heal the gloom, which is to go above ground or go to one of like these light root things that are essentially your teleportation points in the depths. So imagine a very small room of a boss fight where enemies spawn gloom wherever they walk. And they're annoyingly difficult to beat. And then you have to fight a proper boss fight afterwards. In a very small room. It's not great. It was not fun, but I got it. And then I could track the Master Sword, and pulling the Master Sword was relatively easy. I'm surprised. I thought it would be more of a pain in the butt. But no, the game was nice to me after that. And I was like, cool, I now have the Master Sword that does not say how much attack it has.
I mean, it just has attack.
Apparently, from the articles I've read, it just has 30 attack outright. Which is honestly more than you can get most of the time in this game. Even when you do a bunch of fuse stuff.
Which is weird because that's half as powerful as Breath of the Wild's Master Sword.
I think at max. Because I think it started at 30 in Breath of the Wild. You could upgrade it to 60.
It's not really upgrade kind of deal.
Oh.
Its base is 30, but it's 60 against enemies of the Calamity.
Oh, okay.
In this game, that would be the equivalent to, the Gloom.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's baseline 30 regardless. You can upgrade it because you can fuse stuff with the Master Sword. Like the Master Sword is not immune to doing the fuse stuff, so you can slam shit on there and like bump it up even higher. Yeah, that's where I'm at in Tears of the Kingdom. I did some... Well, I already talked about shiny breeding. I haven't gotten back to Scarlet and Violet. I feel bad because it's like, I want to go and complete the Pokedex there because, I just have to breed a bunch of stuff and I just don't really feel the desire to. I think it's just because Scarlet and Violet just didn't turn out that well that kind of like causes that, because I was all on board to do that with Sword and Shield, but not here.
I mean, fair.
I don't know if you've felt going back to them recently or not.
Nope.
Fair enough. But yeah, otherwise it's not really a whole lot else. So I guess, shall we get to the news?
I guess we shall.
All right, so we're gonna kick off with the Summer Game Fest main showcase that kind of takes the place of our E3 stuff because Jeff Keighley said fuck E3 and E3 died. So did you by chance catch it live at all?
Nope.
Okay, I caught it live. I think I caught all 4 of these live. I was watching other people's reactions to some of these. So, the big stuff from there. We have a new Prince of Persia that is not the remake. We have a side-scrolling Prince of Persia game that's kind of like a more action-based. Apparently a Metroidvania. The Lost Crown. Comes out January of next year. Multi-platform. It actually looks pretty good. I kind of dig it. It honestly looks a lot of fun. Also, it looks like it scratches that itch with like Metroid Dread of, we're gonna give you movement tech in this game, and you're gonna use it.
I mean, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. We got our first look at Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay. That was Mortal Kombat
1.
That is about the most I can say. They confirmed what the cameo system will be. It is essentially character exclusive assists or exclusive character assists. So when you're picking your fighter, you also pick a cameo character, and that character will essentially be an assist that you hit a button, then they do a move. They are directional dependent, so you have different moves.
So
I think they
assist trophies, but based off of the roster.
Right. This is not an uncommon thing. I thought it was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But it's actually Marvel vs. Capcom 1 that has the exact same system from way back in the day. But the assist characters will be very specific characters in the footage and stuff that they showed. Did they show the demo gameplay? No. In this footage, no. They showed old school Sonya, Jax, Kano, and I think one more. Kung Lao. They showed classic old school versions of the 4 of them. And there can be repeat characters on like the main roster in this cameo roster, because Kung Lao is on both rosters, but the Kung Lao on the main roster is new reboot Kung Lao essentially. They can also act as a combo breaker to like break you out of getting comboed. And they have what looked like 2 charges off the gameplay I saw before they have to recharge. So you essentially get like 2 assists before you have to wait. Yeah, it looks fine. It's Mortal Kombat. I'll kind of skip over some of these. They showed off Pax of Exile 2. Exoprimal is getting a robotic Ryu and Guile suits as a crossover, and the first crossover for the game. They mentioned it's kind of set as the first Capcom crossover, so they're going to put in more Capcom stuff in Exoprimal to make you play Exoprimal. Nick Cage is in Dead by Daylight as a survivor. People really like the Nick Cage is in a thing as Nick Cage. Hooray. That's not exactly new because they announced that like 2 weeks ago. Sonic Superstars looked really cool until they said that the co-op was local only. It is a 4-player Sonic game that I was worried about because it looked like Sonic 4, you know, the really bad one that no one likes.
Which episode, 1 or 2?
I thought it was both.
I mean, that's
I didn't think that part mattered. I didn't think it mattered which episode. They both suck.
From my understanding, 1 sucks more, but
it is very much classic Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, all playable. It is 4-player, fortunately local co-op, because but they all act like themselves. So Sonic is fast, Tails can fly, Knuckles can climb, Amy has hammer, and hammer can bust through objects. So they are very much, you know, all unique in their own respects. I believe in an interview, one of the people on it said that they're going to do a lot of new levels to this, so there's not going to be like a lot of reused levels from previous Sonic games. It's going to be just a lot of new levels and stuff.
But we're still probably going to have Green Hills be the first.
I think they said they weren't going to do Green Hill Zone. Like there'll be like a Green Hill adjacent, like an adjacent Green Hill Zone, but it won't be like, here is Green Hill Zone Act 1, here is Green Hill Zone Act 2. No, it'll be their own take on that kind of stuff.
If it's going to be an adjacent, it'll probably be something like, I think it's Emerald Coast from 3.
Probably, yeah. But this is coming fall of this year. Multi-platform, the PlayStation, PC, Xbox, and Switch, plethora of stuff.
This will be
Liza
the best
B.
one to get because someone in the modding community will set up the online stuff.
Probably. Liza P is a Dark Souls-like game where you play as Pinocchio. That is about all I can say.
So we now have puppets.
Yes. I saw Ty play this. He did not enjoy his time. It did not feel good, according to him. It looked like some of the boss stuff or some of the enemy stuff was set up not well. It wasn't doing really good, like pathfinding in the game, like showing you where to go in the demo, because there's a demo available right now. Otherwise, this is coming out September of this year. Yeah, it looks fine. It's a Dark Souls adjacent game. Those aren't my cup of tea, so meh. Akira Toriyama is doing some stuff for a brand new game called Project Sandland. If you I think you can go like a minute into this, or like 30 seconds into this trailer, and you'll immediately notice it's Akira Toriyama because his art style is the same no matter what game it is or what it is. If you've seen Dragon Ball, congratulations, you've seen Dragon Quest in this game in terms of their art style. Man, don't change for anything.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's an open world game. You have a tank and other vehicles you move around in. You play as this little devil guy and you beat up people and monsters and stuff. It looks neat. It looks fine. I don't think this has... Yeah, it does not have a date. But it is multi-platform from Bandai Namco. So I guess maybe keep an eye out for it. Alan Wake 2 had an extended gameplay demo. It looks like a sequel to Alan Wake. I don't have much attachment to the first one, so meh. Let's see. Warhaven was some big multiplayer, the medieval game. Toxic Commando is being produced by John Carpenter. That John Carpenter. I'm pretty sure that... No, it had gameplay. Looks like it's kind of a first-person shooter, co-op first-person shooter against a whole bunch of zombies. It looks fine. It's just, hey, here's a ton of zombies. We have a new Lord of the Rings game because Gollum went over well. Oh. You play as the dwarves. I can't wait for this one to turn out bad as well, because it does not look that good. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 had more or less a date announced, along with some deluxe editions and stuff like that. It's going to be dropping October 20th. And on stage, I forget if it was the director or not, pretty much said, Venom is not Eddie Brock in this game. We are telling our own story. Which means Venom is Harry. Like they've been setting up. This announcement did make the rounds for like the Toku community and stuff, because they have a literal tokusatsu suit now that they're calling for Miles. It's a little bit more Power Rangers looking than like Ryder, like his last suit. I don't know if I've shown you that. Have I shown you a picture of this?
I feel like you have.
I put it in the Discord chat.
Maybe you haven't.
I guess not. Because that is one of the, I think in like the digital deluxe version of the suit.
You didn't realize
there's like,
that actually kind of works. Because provided that we get the same suits from the first game or two, then that means that Pete's got the one that's more Rider-esque.
Oh, the arachnid suit.
Yeah. Because that one I feel like would fit better with like some of the Rider suits.
That one.
Whereas this one, yeah, that one. Whereas this one, yeah, you're right. That's Ranger vibe.
Mm-hmm. As opposed to his rider suit, and I might as well put this in the Discord chat as well. So it's on my Twitter dashboard immediately. I'll be honest, Miles has the better Toku suits. I kind of don't like Peter's.
Fair. But it's because of the darker color scheme.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, take Peter's suit and swap the brighter blue out with like a darker blue, and it would probably work a lot better. In all seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a darker red. But yeah.
But it's that, and like 5 seats for Miles, 5 seats for Peter. The collector's edition has these Assassin's Creed looking suits for Peter and Miles. I don't know how else to describe them besides they certainly do look like suits I would see in an Assassin's Creed game. We also got the box art, which is what's at the top of the article. Miles has a charged up Shoryuken electric punch, and Peter has the bit of the symbiote on his. I'm curious how the costumes will work when we have the symbiote in the game, depending on how long we have the symbiote.
I mean, it more than likely is going to block out being able to switch suits.
Right, but then how long will we have the symbiote?
Throughout the Miles portion. Because it honestly feels like that case that we got the video for was probably what was leading into the Miles talking Peter down from using the symbiote arc.
Probably. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 looks good. I can't wait for it to come to PC in like 6 months after release. Because I can wait till it comes to PC. I'm not getting a PS5, especially when they're like, hey, by the way, here's Rift Apart for PC. And I'm like, cool, I have no reason to buy a PS5. Like, legitimately, I have no more reason to buy a PS5. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is a mobile recap game of all of the Final Fantasy VII and 7 adjacent games, came out. It looks like everything we've seen from Ever Crisis so far. Hooray! Apparently, Pow World still exists, and it's coming January of next year. This is that Pokemon with guns game.
Huh.
It feels like this game looks like some sort of weird asset flip thing you'd find on Steam. It just does. It has that vibe because it's like all these characters don't mash with like all these guns and stuff.
Maybe that's the point.
Probably. But yeah, it just has this asset flippy vibe to it that I expect on like early access Steam. We get a farming simulator game. Twisted Metal, that TV show adapting Twisted Metal, got an extended clip with Falcon and Sweet Tooth. It certainly is the things that people don't want in a Twisted Metal show, which is two characters talking to each other in a casino instead of, driving. But yeah, it's a TV adaptation of a video game show. I'm not having high expectations after the fucking Halo show. We get a kind of interesting game. This Vecna, the Time Shift Warrior. It's one of those isometric, action games and stuff that we've gotten a lot of. Except every time you die, when you are going back through the level, what you did is happening at the same time. You get like a specter of your original run. And every time you die, you get those again and again and again. So you kind of end up getting an army of like replaying clones against like enemies and bosses and stuff. And it's like, that is a neat idea. I don't know how well that'll work, but it's something. It's coming this year. No other specific date. Just tell you, hey, go wishlist it on Steam, because that's actually a good metric. Is if you're really interested in the game in Steam, wishlist it. And last up, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got a new trailer showing off a bunch of stuff. Timeline shenanigans abound. But the biggest thing to come out of it was, this is coming early next year on 2 discs. A game in the year of our Lord 2024 will release on 2 discs. 2.
For those wondering, yes, it probably will be like 100+ gigs.
Final Fantasy 16 apparently almost released on 2 discs until they were able to, compress files accordingly and get it onto 1 disc. So this is happening. It is certainly the new Final Fantasy VII trilogy thing, because they've confirmed it's a trilogy. It's fine. I don't know if you have any investment in this currently or not.
Nope.
I didn't think so. I don't either until it's all out. I played this game with Kingdom Hearts and I got burned at the end. I'm not playing this game again until it's all out. But yeah, that is a Summer Game Fest in a nutshell. Anything really stand out to you?
I mean, outside of the literal 2 things that we spent time talking about now.
Fair. It was a fine showcase. There's stuff there. It's just a lot of it's I'm not interested in because meh. Any other thoughts before we move on?
No.
All right, time for Xbox. So they had their Xbox Game Showcase plus Starfield. Ignore Ichiban up here with no pants on. We'll talk about him in a little bit. So from their showcase, Fable was shown off with no details. Small person against big person stuff. I tuned out after a while because I was like, haven't we announced the Fable game in the last like 5 years and nothing came of it? And wasn't that also a CG trailer?
It's
Am I
more
wrong?
than Metroid Prime 4 gets.
I mean, yeah, I literally saw an article talking about how long it's been since Prime 4 was originally announced. Originally announced, mind you, not since it got, restarted in development, which means we should be counting from then, not the original announcement, because that Prime 4 doesn't exist anymore. People keep forgetting that part.
Except
like
one
somehow
of the first things that should have been done regardless should have been the model for Samus, so we should have had something to go off of.
Fair.
Instead of literally a title card that anyone with any kind of basic Photoshop knowledge could have done.
That is actually reminding me of a video I watched today. Have you ever heard about Star Fox Grand Prix?
Yes, actually I have, because I watched the same video today.
Okay, cool. So apparently a long time, or like few years back, Star Fox Grand Prix was a rumor making the rounds and stuff. And apparently it was just a titles, or like just a logo some YouTuber made up for funsies. And it got into other people's hands, who then spread it to journalists, and then everybody got on the rumor mill. And this was like 6 months before Star Fox was announced to be in Starlink.
That's the one part you got wrong.
Oh, it wasn't 6 months?
Nope.
Oh. It was like a little bit before Starlink.
It was literally a month before.
Oh, okay. I got yeah. Which is like the extra coincidental twist in it all, of like somehow this thing having nothing to do with Starlink somehow got around before Starlink. But yeah, Fable game, that's certainly a thing I don't care about until it actually exists, because, like I said, I feel like we've done this dance before with Fable. South of Midnight is the fantasy game. I don't remember it. It's from the Rehappy Few people, which that game did not go over well. So I'm not so sure on that. Oh, this was another CG trailer. Fantastic. No wonder I ignored it. Ubisoft, which we'll talk about later, showcased or did a trailer for Star Wars Outlaws, a new open world action game of theirs in the Star Wars universe. We'll talk about it more in Ubisoft's Direct, because they had actual gameplay there. I'm just gonna skip through some stuff. Payday 3 got a showcase with some gameplay. It's coming out the 21st. I didn't see anything radically new with them, outside of you can physically take hostages and like use them as a shield.
It's not coming out the 21st. It's coming out September 21st.
Yeah, so I don't know why I dropped the September part. Yeah, it looks fine. Accidentally revealed 2 days prior on their own Instagram account, Atlas showcased Persona 3 Reload, which is a remake of the original Persona 3 that will not include the epilogue DLC The Answer from the FES release of Persona 3 from like 2 years after the game came out, nor the female main character route from the PlayStation Portable release of Persona 3 like several years after that. But it will have a completely new look to it that looks really great and amazing. And Atlas's little niche thing that they're really good at now is UI design. I don't know why that's their thing now, but they have really good UIs. But it'll have new content in of itself, which means we don't have a definitive edition of Persona 3, which is what everyone wanted a remake of Persona 3 for. Because you know what you couldn't do in the original Persona 3?
What?
Control your party members. That sounds like a terrible decision, doesn't it?
Yes and no.
I'll tell you right now, the AI is very dumb. there is a reason there is a meme about Mitsuru, one of your party members, using a move called Marin Karin all the time and it not helping you at all. And also healing the opponents accidentally. The AI is very stupid. It's a part of the back end of Persona 3 is a fucking nightmare of a coding mess, which is why Persona 3 has needed a remake for an eternity, and we now are getting that remake, but not as a definitive version, so meh. Along with this, they revealed Persona 5 Tactics? Or Tactica? Okay, it was spread out. I was confused as I'm like, wait, why is Tactica? Oh, right, it came later. I'll just mention it now. It's a Persona 5 Tactics game. I'm on board because it's a Persona 5 Tactics game. Or just a tactics game. And it looks good. Let's see. Obsidian is showcased their new game Avowed, coming next year on PC and Xbox. I don't remember it. I'll be honest, I don't remember much from the Microsoft event. Sea of Thieves is getting a Secret of Monkey Island crossover thing. They'll come out July 20th. Microsoft Flight Simulator is getting some updates, including the ability to fly the plane from Dune. Dune, not Doom. Yay. Sunwind Saga got a new look. It's coming out next year. And an extended penis joke. They showed off Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is Yakuza 8. And it is the second RPG game that they're going to put out with Ichiban, which is why Ichiban is naked up top in the article. It looks about what I expect. RGG had a direct of their own where they showcased a little more of it in the Gaiden game that's going to come out before then. Let's see, Fallout 76 has an Atlantic City update. Capcom showed off another game. We'll talk about it with Capcom stuff. Forza has a new Forza Motorsports coming in October. Elder Scrolls Online is getting an update. Overwatch 2 showed off its retool PvE content. Would you care to guess how they're going to do this PvE content now?
How?
You're going to have to pay $15 per like 3 missions for PvE stuff now. It's coming out August 10th. It is very disappointing. Starfield had its own portion of this direct showing off more of its stuff. It looks like a Fallout but in space. But apparently they had id Software come in and touch up the gunplay, which I don't know, makes it look better. But I don't know. The ship customization stuff looked cool, and that's the only thing that caught my interest because you have more or less these modules that you just bolt together to make your ship, and you can make your ship whatever you want. Like if you want to make your ship into like a giant robot, you can make your ship into a giant robot. We're not going to tell you no on that one. So, yay. Cyberpunk 2077 showed off its new DLC expansion that apparently is a part of a big overhaul of the game that makes it like better than what it was at launch. So good for them. Atlas had one more surprise that they didn't spoil, which is Metaphor ReFantasio. It is a brand new RPG from a lot of the senior members of Atlas's team, specifically under Studio Zero. This looks really fucking good. Like, really good. And again, as part of that, hey, Atlas makes really good UI. That's your like your main menu in the game with all your skills and stuff. And that's not a screenshot, by the way. That is in motion in the trailer. Yeah, it looks really nice. We have a Xbox Series S. That's going to be 1 terabyte SSD for $349. It's coming out September 1st. And that is about it, except for all the extended look at Starfield, which is a bunch of stuff that I was half paying attention to because I didn't care. How does the Microsoft Direct treat you?
Meh.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's besides the Atlas stuff, I really didn't care about a whole lot because there was just a whole lot not going on. Yeah, we will move on. 1 second. To the Ubisoft event where they did not. I think I missed the first part of it because I missed them showing off Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora because everyone likes the Avatar movies now, I guess. I don't. Have you ever seen one of them?
I feel like I have seen them.
I know I saw the first one in theater. But all I remember is of, this looks pretty, but it's fine otherwise. Like, it's not that interesting of a movie. But then it made like $1 billion trillion. And then they made a sequel, and then they're going to make more of them. And then Ubisoft's making a big fancy game for it, and it looks fine. I am skimming through the trailer at the moment. It looks like a whole bunch of CG stuff, but no gameplay. Okay, cool. Moving on. X Defiant, which is apparently a Tom Clancy Smash Brothers shooter game featuring a bunch of like Tom Clancy property-based characters, is here. Cool. More looks at the Prince of Persia Lost Crown game. Gameplay still looks good. Division getting some DLC. Skull and Bones still existing. It will have a beta August 25th to the 28th. Hooray! That game will, I guess, finally come out eventually. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Crew Motorfest. Assassin's Creed Nexus VR. It's Assassin's Creed in VR. Hooray! That is some fake gameplay. You can't fool me. Assassin's Creed Mirage is the new Assassin's Creed game, going back to the roots of the franchise. For some reason, they're going to let you turn on a filter that turns everything to this tint of blue that the original game was. I don't know why. That seems like a terrible decision. But sure.
Well, I meant to go back to your roots,
I guess. And lastly, Star Wars Outlaws. I had a big extended look at it. It looks neat. A nice little like open world action Star Wars game. It has a seamless transition from you going off planet to the star system, and then I guess going to another planet via like light speed. So yeah, it looks neat and cool. I hope it turns out good, because if not, I'm gonna be sad. I think in here they had a montage of updates and stuff, because I'm pretty sure that they updated about the Rayman DLC for Sparks of Hope, but they didn't talk about it too much. And I guess it really wasn't anything to write home about.
Sure.
So any thoughts on the Ubisoft Direct?
No, not really.
Fair. Capcom had their directs. If you thought there was not a whole lot at the Ubisoft one, I've got news for you. There was even less here. So, in one cool update, recently Mega Man X Dive, which was a mobile like Mega Man X game that had a lot of gacha stuff in it, was said to be shutting down this year. They're going to put up a offline version of it for you to still experience X Dive without more or less dealing with any live service bullshit to it. Yay. Why can't more games do this? I might actually try out this offline version of it. Pragmata had a CG trailer, and at the end of it, they announced, by the way, this is not coming this year. We can't really say when it's coming out. We'll see you then, I guess. That's a first, to have this big exciting trailer and stuff and then say, by the way, the game's not coming when we're saying it was. We don't know when this game's coming out. Also, we still don't know what this game is to start with. So I don't know why we're getting a trailer for it still. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is getting a demo for those wanting to try it out. That comes out at the end of the month on all sorts of platforms and stuff. Do go check out Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. It's really good. It's from the Ace Attorney devs. Speaking of the Ace Attorney devs, we are finally getting Apollo Justice alongside Dual Destinies in Spirit of Justice as another trilogy of releases on all platforms. They are dubbing the Apollo Justice Trilogy, which is hilarious because only two of these can really be called Apollo Justice games. The one with his name in it, in Spirits of Justice, for like half of it. I can't really call Dual Destinies Apollo Justice game because it's also not even really his game. That's Athena Sykes' game where she gets introduced. But yeah, this is coming early next year. Hooray. Almost the entire Ace Attorney franchise is now available on multiple platforms. We're missing 2 Miles Edgeworth games in the Professor Layton crossover now. And then a big showcase of Dragon's Dogma 2 that I didn't really care about because meh. And that is more or less it. How do you feel about the Capcom Direct? Fair enough. That's how I felt by the end of it too. It was a lot of stuff that I was just like, all right, this is neat, kind of, but I'm not super interested. And I honestly, by the end of it, I was just like, well, I don't care. I came away from this not really caring about a whole lot. I don't know about you, but I feel like I really want to see a Nintendo Direct because I feel like I'll come away with a Nintendo Direct being more excited about stuff because I didn't come away from a lot of these very excited about things.
Honestly, I don't know. Because what does Nintendo really have to push right now?
Exactly. I think I'm looking at things right now going, I would like to play Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart when it comes to PC and like Ghost Trick on stream probably, and then I don't know, just catch up on other games and stuff.
Because I'm kind of willing to bet we're going to have one of two things happen if we have a Nintendo Direct. We're either going to have like a beginning of next year date for Prime 4, which may resort to a shadow drop for 2 and an announcement of 3 in works kind of deal. just to kind of round the trilogy up. Because I almost feel like that's going to be their play. Or we're not going to hear about nothing until later in the year, and then we're going to get a similar kind of setup.
Until we have a new Switch.
That may or may not release at the same time as Prime 4.
Pretty much.
So, you know, have a big title, be able to straddle again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sorry, anyone that thinks that, oh, well, Nintendo says there's no new hardware coming. Nintendo also said the 3DS wasn't being superseded by the Switch.
And yet here we
are.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the E3 recap of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I wasn't super interested in a whole lot.
It's not E3.
It's the not E3. Anyway, a couple smaller things. So this kind of, I just stumbled upon this one the past couple weeks and I was like, oh, I'm a little concerned. So BioWare is being moved off of Star Wars The Old Republic. The part of BioWare that's been doing The Old Republic for years now is going to be replaced by Broadsword Online Games. They'll be taking over development of The Old Republic from here on out, while those BioWare people, I guess, go work on the new Dragon Age or something. I don't know. This makes me concerned because does this mean Old Republic is going to die now? Because, like, I know they just put out a new update and stuff with new story content and all that, but I don't know. I'm going to be sad when this game goes kaput, because it feels like this might be a little bit of the writing on the wall for it. I don't know about you.
I don't know.
But I guess we'll see. And then lastly, are you ready for some black magic bullshit when it comes to video games? Because somebody figured out how to put Ace Attorney 1 on the NES. First of all, why? Second of all, how?
Same way that Final Fantasy VII is on the NES.
True. And God, some of these screenshots, it looks so blown out graphically in terms of its colors. But I'm like, some part of me wants to test this on stream, just to see like how in depth it is. Like, is this Ace Attorney 1 verbatim on the Switch? But yeah, that's pretty much it news-wise. Anything else before we hit releases?
No.
All right, then, releases. So we'll go down to the 20th. Age of Wonders 4, Dragon's Dawn for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. Crash Team Rumble for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4 and 5. Rogue Legacy 2 for PlayStation 4 and 5. Elder Scrolls Online Necrom update for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4 and 5. Let's go to the 22nd with Final Fantasy 16 for PlayStation 5. Yay. I actually saw something funny in the Discord that I'm just like, wow, you were very upset about this for I don't know why. Where someone was just like, ha, take it, Persona fans, your stuff's exclusive to Xbox. And I'm like, it's not going to be exclusive to Xbox because there's already been listings for the game on PlayStation consoles and Switch. And oh, look, It was only Xbox's conference because Microsoft paid Atlas to announce it there. All of their games are multi-platform because they've always been multi-platform. So I don't know why you're very upset about this. Besides, 16 is exclusive and I hate it. I feel like you got to take that up with Sony and Square because they're the ones that made the deal on that one. The Rice Bowl restaurant for Switch. Let's see. On the 23rd, the original, or not the original, the GBA Fire Emblem game, which I believe is Blazing Blade. I forget what its name in Japan is, but we got it as Fire Emblem stateside. Is going to be on the GBA emulator on Switch. Yay. Sonic Origin Plus for Xbox One Series, X, 4, 5, and Switch. Also on the 23rd. On the 27th, a little to the left, cupboards and drawers for the Switch. Destroy All Humans 2 reprobed single player for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Lesson Protocol Final Transmission for PlayStation 4 and 5. On the 28th, your computer might be at risk for Xbox One. On the 29th, WW2 Bunker Simulator for Switch. And your computer might be at risk for the Switch. What even is this?
Wouldn't that be your Switch might be at risk at that point?
I know. Okay, this is on Steam. This is... You are doing hacking computer stuff, essentially. Okay. This came out on Steam like last year. Like today last year even. Okay. Also the Lara Croft collection, which is a collection of all those isometric Lara Croft games we've gotten. Oh, I can't remember the name of either one of them, but it's both of them together. Let's see. On the 30th, everybody 1-2 Switch for the Switch. Yes, they're making a new 1-2 Switch for some reason. I don't know why. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster FF 35th Anniversary Edition for PlayStation 4. Front Mission, the first remake for Xbox One Series, PlayStation 4 and 5. Ghost Trick Family Detective for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Switch. Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeons Puzzle Rollers Pack for Switch. And that is about it on the highlights. You can find the entire list in our notes. So yeah, that is pretty much it, folks. Anything else?
No.
All right, then. Tomorrow, it's the penultimate episode of us looking at Kamen Rider Black. Hooray! Oh God, we're almost done. I can't wait to be done with the show.
It'll be 4 episodes.
I'm sure. And then next week will be 3 episodes. There's only 51 episodes. There's not 52.
Wiki says there's 52.
I don't know where the 52nd episode comes from because it doesn't exist. There's only 51. Also, the writer Ricky says it's 51. Unless regular Wikipedia says it's 52. Did the wiki lie to you? I think the silence is yes. Yes, it did. Oh. That is a TV special that is not in on the Blu-ray, so that doesn't count.
Might not be on the Blu-ray, but it was on the DVD release.
Well, it's not on the Blu-ray release that we have to watch. Also, I'm pretty sure this is a recap special of all of these riders, and I don't care.
To be fair, it would probably be far easier to watch the recap than to watch the shows.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah, that is tomorrow. Thursday, we continue Tears of the Kingdom. Friday is Link to the Past. That will probably go disastrously wrong. I can't wait. And then Saturday, what do we have planned for Saturday?
Yes.
Sounds about right. It will be a thing, probably.
I mean, it'll be a thing. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm. But that's the week ahead, folks. So if you like what you see, drop a follow. Really appreciate chipping away at that affiliate goal. At TGZone on Twitter gets the updates on that. Next place point, Discord and chat. Because this is when I drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.